last time we started on this demotic line here, which was kind of difficult actually. I try to interpret these verbs that come after the causative, the D here and the D here. So the two verbs would be ten, u, and teni and shem, or shemi as subjunctive segemes. That's what Johnson has as sort of what comes after a causative. So he caused that they dam up, or I don't know what the verb is, the canals. That they meaning it's a passive, so that be dammed up the canals. That, and then this one, I guess, because it has this different writing, right? So it's an infinitival form, and then I assume it's a present. It's sort of a present aspectual thing. I don't know how to say it, because it would be in earlier Egyptian, right, or in late Egyptian or stuff, it would be herdit. So which is causing that the water go to the fortress, said fortress, that fortress. I don't know. That's how I try to make sense of it. But there might be better ways. So what did I just say though? That he caused that the canals be dammed up. The canals that used to, or that now are bringing, that bring water to the. Oh no, sorry, that used to bring water to the fortress. That's the point of the dams, stopping that. Okay, and then we move on. Anybody? There's a new form here that we haven't had before, but we'll talk about it. No one? So just I can start it, but if anybody else just take over, you can, of course. So we have this R/EU type of circumstantial marker. I always write them EU, even though I don't know what I should write. And then this is a negation particle, so it's ben in this case. When it just looks like this all by itself, the kind of inverted 3. Ben, negation. Yeah, so it's this one. And we can actually do the thing that Aurelio showed us, just to quickly get sort of an overview. So open image like this. And then we have the stone, and we can enlarge it. We can zoom out or zoom in as we want. We actually get the entire stone, right? With the possibility now of clicking down here, for example, signs, and it gives us, it's very small for right now, but you see the sort of sign by sign breakdown in the respective hieroglyphs, right? So we get the bird on a stick and whatever. And for this case, it's a foot and then a water ripple. And you can do the same for words. And I don't know if you can press it. You can press it though, but you can read it, and then I guess you can search in another tab. Yeah, it actually works. I think I click them, and then the page behind changes. Yeah. Okay. So that's like the future of ancient text, reading of ancient text. It has to be this, right? So yeah. Okay. So EU, then this has to be a verb. It doesn't look like it, but this is a ref. It's a very sort of it's very often written more like this, like a loopy thing. I sometimes doubt where are we? I wanted to find exactly where we were on this version of the stone, but I can't see it. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, maybe this one actually. That's what I thought. There's like I don't know if that's an artifact or if that's an actual sign. If this sort of dot inside, but that would make it closer to how I picture Rech anyway. Yeah. Okay, I'll just move on. EU Ben Rech, and then here we have a definite article. This is in the plural. We have the plural marker at the end of the word. So na, and this word we've seen many times now. It's pera, pharaoh in the plural. And this sign now is the front part of the lion. So it's the ha sound, I guess. Is it ha? And then with the plural marker here, I wonder if it's ha'u or ha'ut. Ha'ut, I think, because it's the first ones, and the Coptic is huita. So that would be the pharaohs, the former pharaohs or the first pharaohs. Yeah. And this is Iri, is it maybe? Iri S. So Iri here, S, the object. This is M, and this is the glyph that looks like something like this. That is Ked or Ket. So M, Kedi, S. So we have M, Ked, and 3 strokes. This one is a bit sort of not how I would expect it. I would expect it to go the other way, but that's how it's interpreted. So Kedi and then S here at the end. And so something like, I don't know, so we have the circumstantial marker. The former pharaohs were not able or could not do it, EDS, or were not, I don't know, to do it, MKDS in, what does that mean then? In the same way, or isn't it something like that? Like it. So it's a bit of, I don't know, grammatically I have a bit of trouble here. Ben Rech. So this would be the subject of Rech, the pharaohs of old did not know or did not know to do it like it, to do the same thing, were not able to do the, I guess, the damming or the damming project, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Hard. And the pharaohs of the past were not able to do a like thing, essentially. It's a usual post, right? That we've had since the Old Kingdom. Nobody ever before was able to do the same. That's what we have here.
We sort of have that in English. It's a little old-timey because no other pharaoh before could do the like of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So
we shall never see the like of him again, Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Yeah. The like of it is
yeah, the like of it, I like that. So that's really what we have, right? MKDS is exactly that. So this is just the neuter pronoun in a way. But I'm put off by the 2 S's, I guess. But yeah, to do it, the like of it. And then we continue with an iri again. So, but no circumstantial marker this time. Iriu. Let me see what's in the chat. 2 monitors could work. Yeah, I could maybe. Yeah, I'll do that some other time.
I just meant so.
MCADIS.
The 2 monitor comment was from like 5 minutes ago when you were showing that the page behind the image is changing on the DPDP.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, how could I make this work? Because I don't want to constantly like look at the back, look at the front, look at the back. But if you had 2 monitors going, I'm not sure if this website plays nice with trying to split those 2, or if it always has to be in front. If you could move the image, you see what I'm saying? But you wouldn't be able to show it to us now, anyways, because sharing 2 monitors is just kind of
that didn't work. So okay. Yeah, okay, but that's an idea anyway. Yeah.
Right. I was just thinking like maybe that could be giving you an extra benefit. The other comment was just you said about the double S. How does that work? IRIS, MKDS. The MKD is an adverb. So you're not saying doing the like in English, but doing it like it in the same manner as it. That's okay. Grammatically, that's not a problem, is what I'm trying to say on the Egyptian side. Because
so the entire MKDS is a fixed adverb in itself.
The S not necessarily, but the MKD part is definitely an adverbial adjunct. So it's completely independent from any direct object that you had before. It's not like doing the like in English, the like becomes the direct object. And then you're right. In that case, having 2 S's there wouldn't make a lot of sense, right? That was the only comment.
Okay, no, but fine. Okay, so, and please, take over if you want. EDU, so I guess we're starting with a SEGMF again this time because we're done with this clause. We don't have an EU again or a circumstantial marker, so this would be they did. And what did they do? This looks like the definite article masculine, so pa, but it's actually has to be taken with a little dot at the bottom, and it's hedge. That means silver. So that's, I guess, we get that from context. Hedge, and then this one we've seen a few times now with the lizard and the 3 reed leaves. So ashai, ashai, hedge, ashai, N in nice horizontal lines. So N. Here we have a regular H, and we have 2 reed leaves, so they make this E sound. And then this is a determinative, is sort of a generic determinative. Usually in the DPDP, this word has the abstract or the book scroll determinative, but it doesn't look like it in this case. Right, this one, but I don't know. I guess that's the most probable answer, is that it's the word ha for expense. So, and ha, and at the end, this is a preposition we've had a few times before, and this is the regular sort of u, uniliteral, and this is like the leg, 2 legs or 1 leg, or how does that work? But no, I guess it would be u, ba, maybe is it aleph, so then we would have the leg here and then the aleph word afterwards. Uba, u, so against them. Let me have a quick look. Uba. So it's u and then the leg, and then apparently it's the little twirly thing. But okay, but it makes the word, the preposition uba, against them. So I guess they sort of made, or they committed, I don't know, a lot of silver hedge as an expense and maybe for them rather than against them, towards them, the project, the dams, that sort of enterprise. Yeah, or maybe a passive. A lot of silver was expended as or spent as expense towards them. Yeah. But that's pretty obvious. Okay. Just is this hot? I think so. Hot. Yeah. And anyway, Ashai and etc. But so if there are no questions, no comments, anything, we can move on. Okay. So a nice portion of glyphs now. Who's up?
Yeah, give it a shot. The first is
All
the
right.
hand sign. So
Yes.
and is that meant to be? No, we've seen this before. I want to say N, so DN.
Yep.
I know we've seen the third sign before, but I have no idea what it is meant to be, unfortunately.
I think it's. I wonder if this is part of. It's assumed as a determinative. Like it's the wall, maybe. Is it the wall that we have in CAD or in to construct or stuff like that? So I think these two are the determinatives, and the verb is den or deni, the same verb that we had in the demotic, or the sentence we had last week.
Okay, so it's a continuation from the demotic from us.
Yeah, right. Because last time that I think you read this line actually a week ago, and so it's the same. It's the same verb, right? I can just show it. It's the to dam.
Oh yeah.
Just,
Okay. Okay, so these become a T. Okay. Then there's just the single object sign followed by a hand with the staff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure what that's meant to be.
It would also be a determinative, typically for verbs that have to do with doing something. I don't know, some active.
So similar to sort of. Actually, no. How would we render that then?
You don't. It's just a part of the. It's the determinative. So it's just the end of the verb. What gives you the kind of conceptual sphere what we're dealing with.
So it specifies that it's a verb of like to dam.
Yeah, I think so. And you also have it because of what comes afterwards.
Mm-hmm. And then it's to him, like nath, nf.
Yeah, it could be. It could be, yeah. And
I probably should read the whole thing.
NF.
There's NF, then there's the yod, then there's a T and a W. No, so yeah, NF and then Itil. Yeah. Is that meant to be like river? Like your but why is there a T instead of an R? Because I know like
there's an R.
Yep.
Here.
R's. They're just not in normal sequence. I think they're just stacking this because the T and the W are neatly stacked and then moving. It's really annoying, but yeah.
Okay.
They're just transposed.
Because I've seen like the Yatraus before with like then like you have that and then the determinative of like the three waters before. So it's just weird seeing it like this.
I agree. It's weird. But I think that's what it is.
Okay, so we have our river. Then we have Nib for all things, NB. NT, which will be sort of our Coptic et, which what? I'm trying to figure out what the next line would be. Is it like similar to the emesh, like to move or to go, like spring to water, move in, like some sort of verb? That's the only thing I could guess, but I don't actually know why it would be that.
Yeah, it's definitely a moving verb. Yeah. So we had shem in the demotic. I don't know. I guess I can try. I figured it out beforehand, but is it Secha, I think. I remember it was page 2. Something like this: to pull, drag, to bring about, to go past, to flow, to go, to spin, and that has these variations with the little swirly and the line and the walking legs. So that's my suggestion. There might be other verbs that are written like that. I don't know. But it's definitely not shem, because that's never written like
this.
that, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so Satyai is probably okay.
That's
Yeah,
the kind
actually,
sorry.
okay. Yeah, now that I'm back here seeing this page again, yeah, Satyai does seem to be the best choice. Then we have sort of the R sign for verbs, like sort of to do. Then we have R S Y with a person.
Yeah, right. Is that a person? What is that?
I don't know. My guess was a person, but I could very well be wrong.
It could be a person. They're usually written a bit more person-like, but yeah, I don't know.
My guess was this
any...
would correspond to the fortress, but if it's got a person determinative, I'm not too sure anymore.
I also think it's a person. I also think it's the fortress, but we can look it up if we find it. Guard post. Is it this one with only one attested? Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't help us much. Maybe it's written in other ways. Res. Okay, see you, Katrina. Bye. Res. Yeah, I think it's a really rare word, actually. Yeah, that's it. Resit is the one with one sentence. So I'm not sure, but it has to be resit, because it's the same thing we had in the demotic.
Makes sense.
How about the underlying verb? I think it's res or resi, to watch over something. I know I've seen that determinative before. Yes, like guards or guard post, something like this. Right, isn't it could it be in okay. Could it be in Dream too? I try to remember.
Is it this weird sign there?
Go to the word for dream, just so you can see the sign. Yeah, that thingy. I don't really see that as a person, although I don't know what
What's
that is.
the third one, the one just underneath it?
Yep.
That thing, yeah. Is that what we have?
U39. Well, if you go back to the TLA, the very first word actually has it before the I. What's the
This is
glyph
it.
number? That's it. Yeah, what's the glyph number?
U40.
U40. Okay. Let's see what that actually is. I know you're thinking
Never seen.
Of the cursive hieroglyphs, like book hieroglyphs, A1 man, but that's not what that is. That's something different. I just don't know what. Hang on, and I'm done with lunch, so camera can come back on. Here we go. Hey, this thingy, yeah.
A support to lift.
Yeah, I think that's the glyph we're looking at. And
Different
Yeah,
on it though.
if you just flip it like mentally, I mean,
But it looks almost more like the one above it, the U39.
okay,
Because it's got that hook going into the top. Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
yeah,
And
right. Because
yeah.
because
It's
this
just
one is really
missing the piece
missing
on the back.
Right. So both of them occur in the word for dream, resut.
Hmm.
And the word that we're looking at is something like resat. So I'm thinking either it belongs there etymologically or maybe just by phonetic association. But let's have a look at the verb res. That's very common, rs simply.
Oh, okay, sorry, just RS. Okay.
Rs, yes, sir. It's a verb, it's a verb. It has a ton of attestations. There it is. That's the one. And if you just look at the spellings for this one, it has our weird U40 or the other one.
I found it. It's U39I.
U39.
Yeah, U39I. It's an extended variant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
That looks exactly like the one we have, you mean? Like,
It looks exactly like the one we have here. It's
okay.
I'm looking at it on my iPad. I can't get it to you, but
Okay.
I found it in
U39. Okay, fine.
the hieroglyphic palette on Renkemet.
Sweet.
Just adding the extended signs. If you go into the U with all the extended signs, it's in there. But this may be the only occurrence of it. There's no way to check that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, then that's that.
Okay, and that would then be a resi for a sort of fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards, you have the resit with the harder sign, the harder sign, another determinative building. So that's all still part of the same word.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterward, you have chunul or theirs with the ch.
Right.
No. So their fortress.
Nice. Okay. So, how would you? We can start with this line. How would you translate it?
I think I might change what I did for like the tien for the start, and then I put the nerf. I'd instead put it more as a verb form, that he damned, as opposed to the damning. No, rather just say tien if with like the equals f afterwards. Yes. So he causes the river to dam all which moves to their fortress, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Which flows to their fortress.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question about this because I'm no Middle Egyptian person, but Iteru Neb, this is a singular thing. Could it be every canal?
Yes.
Okay. So what did we have here? We didn't have anything for this one, just the canals. Okay. I'm just thinking what's the sort of all or each. The Greek has the same thing. If you have pas in the singular, it's each, and if you use the plural, it means all. Okay. And then the final thing that is also interesting to me is this resichen, which, yes, it means, is it your fortress or their fortress in this case?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it would be you plural.
Yeah, right. So that's why I'm thinking it's not your fortress, but it's this fortress, Resit 10, with just, it's not written 10, but Chen.
I think so too. They're just
So,
hypercorrecting.
they're hypercorrecting, right? Which would make sense with which we had in the demotic with the NRNS, which can be translated, I guess, that fortress or the one we're speaking of, this fortress. Okay. Awesome. Do you want to continue, Uzo?
I can try, but this next line looks a bit more complex than the previous one.
As you want.
I'm trying to figure out, like, the first sign of like the two hands connected to each other, followed by then a plural first person ending, so our something, but I have no idea what that actually means, or like what the actual, like, how I would transliterate that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this is just Nen, right? I mean,
The two.
so this is
Yeah. Oh, or could it be? Or could it be like an Imon, like there isn't? Is that what's influencing it? Can we look at spellings of
okay.
Nen? I was thinking the same that you were thinking, but now that the question came up.
Because I don't know, is it weird that there's a plural strokes underneath? Is that the point?
That's exactly what I'm trying to establish, if it's weird or not. Wait, that's all Nen? Wonderful.
Wait, maybe I went too fast. We're looking for the negation thing, right?
Right, we're looking for the negation.
This one, nicht flektierte. Okay, or this one.
This one.
Okay, let's
take
do
that
the one with the. All right.
Yep. Let's see. But no strokes.
No plural strokes.
How would you write the opposite of when, like Imon?
It does have it here, but it's a very strange spelling. Emon.
Yeah. And I think it would just be MMN, maybe? Not even sure how you. Of course not. And when how do you write that properly?
Just men. There is no.
Oh, maybe men, you're right.
It's just men.
There it is. I see it. In 60 sentences. Okay.
Which has as you say, which has this thing.
That's where I got
going
my association from, but normally the sequence would be the other way around. The arms are at the end. So no. But maybe it's the association from there. I have no idea.
Yeah, you can see how they would get there. It's like
Mhm.
half Middle Egyptian and half taking from men.
Maybe, huh?
Chimera of two different negations.
Yeah, working hypothesis.
Okay.
Could be.
Hmm.
So maybe just read it as Nen.
Okay. Read it then as, so on, and then the next one's the I, so the Yira, so what I are. And that's going to connect to, no, wait, it doesn't connect to anything. That's a new MYTT yod. What would that word be? Sorry, so you've got MITT, which is one word, then afterwards you have the sort of I and the yin form afterwards, but I'm just trying to figure out what that MITT is.
It's like or likeness. Same as above.
All right. Okay, perfect. That's what we had in the demotic earlier for Mkidi.
It's just a different way to say it. Yeah.
Mkidi, then next the yod and the n. Is that meant to be like NS, Phoenici, or what? No, it's SW, Suor. Okay, Su.
Mhm.
Um, W odd, and then is that a god holding a rod? What what is the determinative there meant to be?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which sign this is.
This is the wildest hat I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
I've seen it before.
I've
No,
seen
I
it too,
haven't.
but on something very different. It looks very much like the head of Mr. Toot. If you don't know who that is, you can Google that later. I'll just post it in the chat.
I have a reference, but I don't know if I'm thinking of the same thing as you are. Yeah, this is a Norwegian sketch show. Yeah, Mr. Toot. Yeah, I don't want to get too off track, but I
No,
just want to see the picture.
I mean, that's sort of the
Okay,
hat that
yeah,
we're
so that's
looking.
the very nice. Okay, so what word do you think we have in this case, though? It's all of this together.
What did we have in the demotic before? We had the kings, so I'm thinking
Yep.
it's something along that line. But I don't know what the older Egyptian word would be here.
I mean, does it sort of how is Nessu so usually written? It should have an N though, so maybe it takes
What,
over from this.
like
Or
Nisi? Nisi? No, it's not the Nisi B. Because that would need a B as well. Sorry, I'm going to need help from someone because I'm not experienced enough.
I mean, it's got to be Nesui, a plural, just kings, but I assume this is just a way of writing that.
Okay, so
I haven't
Nisi,
seen
but
it
then
this way, but
pluralized.
mhm.
So that would be NSY with then the W sign at the end, which would be the plural markers behind the gentleman with that funky hat.
Yeah. I'm not sure how does the Y work in this word?
Sometimes Y is the plural instead of W, but I don't know of that ever being the case with kings. Is it, Aurelio? Nessie instead of
That's a good question.
Nesui, I mean.
It often shows up where you have a W in former stages of the language. But yeah, from late Egyptian onwards, you often see a Y, like you said. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, but
It's
that's the queen. That's
Nessut.
the queen, though. That's the queen. Let's look for
Wait,
kings.
I should write it like this, I guess. Nessut, or no, without the dot.
I would just go Nesu plus asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
That's asterisk is your friend.
Asterisk is your friend, absolutely. Queen, that doesn't help. Um,
Yeah, so why is it not coming up?
okay, another
Nessut, this one.
that
Here we go.
is, yeah, that's it. You got it.
Hmm.
Well, show token spellings. Yep. Plural should be probably towards the end. I'm thinking. There we go.
At last we had the double. Yeah.
Unless there is a, yeah, I'm assuming those are plurals. It would make some sense. If it has a W and it can easily become a Y later phonetically.
Okay, so that's I would write it like I don't know how I should write it. Nessuut, I don't know. Yeah.
Got the head with the sign, so the tep.
Tep, yeah.
Then there's the ein with the plural marks, so it's pluralized. Tepawi, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
I think it used to be Tep Aoi before, but this year, yeah, Tep Aoi is probably fair.
Okay. The RT, then the ein. Is that no? I was going to say, is that meant to be like no? What is this next word meant to be? Like the RT, and then you have the ein for the hand.
They
It's not
do
just a
this a
hand,
lot.
it's
Yeah, it's the D arm, but they leave off the little bread loaf in the hand, so it looks like an ein, but it's
Oh, okay. So then it's just RD, which is like that or which or like it's similar to we had this somewhere in the am I going mad? I swear we had something similar to this in the demotic.
yeah, we had these DF
Yes,
in this
the
case.
second one with the DIT, but we didn't have that in the second line. It was only in the first. Wait,
Yeah, that's true.
okay,
Um,
but it's sort of like
maybe
similar
it's
to
the same. We
Coptic
will see,
chair.
but it might be equivalent of iri that we have here. We'll see.
Could be. So that I'm gonna put this NF as sort of being the NAF to him for now as a
All right.
placeholder. So that's what I think it would be. Um, what is this next word? um,
Aurelio, do you want to say anything, or is it just a thumbs up?
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh, no,
You
no,
had a
no.
thumbs up on your screen. Okay. Okay.
Oh, really? That's weird. It automatically recognizes gestures now. So I probably did something, and
Really?
yeah, it
Wow.
does. It does. You can actually, if I did this, it may come up. I'm not sure. No, not working. Weird.
It's not. It worked for you at least, but
It's a setting. You can
I,
turn it on or off.
okay. Okay.
Not working? Too weird. Okay, all right. I've had it by
This
accident
is
before.
okay. I see. I'll just say what this word is because yeah, I found it in the one of these French in Doma's book, but it's arec wer is what they transcribe it as. It means silver. I don't know how they know that that is a word or how they know that it's spelled like that, but I guess they have. It's spelled out in other places, but it's yeah, it just means silver basically. Attic with this sign.
okay, so they've simplified that sign down a bit, and then you've still got the three circles afterwards for silver.
That's
Like
that's
where?
that's how at least Seta and these because even the stone is kind of broken here, so we're like several steps removed from what it yeah from what we know it to be in a way.
Okay. Then there's me with another
Me.
Y afterwards again.
We have me in these two.
Okay.
Right, this is probably just a reinforcing thing. Yeah, I remember. Always forget the name of that concept. Yeah.
Now, is this next hand meant to be an
phonetic
ein, or
complement.
is it also another T? Um,
I think this is to be read out. So this is ash.
okay. Oh, is this meant to be sort of the ashai, but just ash without the final ending?
I think you're right. I don't know, but that's how I get it. How I read it. Asha.
Then there's the scroll. Then there's sunu. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
They're a shy. Oh, okay. So it's meant to be sort of like the verb. So they're doing the okay. And then they have ers sunu. Or is that meant to be rasunu or ersunu? I'm not too sure.
Like to them or something like that. Ersen to them.
Okay.
Yeah, we had this. It was ubau in the demotic, for them, against them, towards them, something
Got
like
you.
that.
So this would be similar to sort of Coptic erol, but it's got the older SN ending.
Yes.
Okay. Huh. So without the the doing. I don't know how I'm gonna put Iri in this sort of form without
Yeah.
without doing like the king. So I know it's meant to be sort of equivalent to the Coptic, like what the other kings had been unable to do before, but I'm trying to figure out how I'd read this just from the glyphs.
Have you read this term here, the in?
Is that meant to be sort of the YN form that are given to some verbs beforehand? No, some nouns beforehand, or some verbs as well, like just YN.
I think it's the marker of the passive agent by. So which we have in Middle Egyptian at least.
Okay.
I think so.
So then that would show that then it's the kings that are acting on. So then it would be that the kings have been unable to do this before. So in the way that the kings have been unable to do before.
Right, or the kings of the original kings, the first kings.
Yeah, the Tapawi. That from the J or such that or so, like some sort of connective, I'm not too sure. That to him or for
this is the verb to give or to cause, right?
That he caused it or to him. I'm just that he caused it. What did we say? Oh, it was silver.
Silver, yeah.
I forgot what me was.
Me too. I think it's something else this time than like.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for it to be like.
It has to mean great. It has to mean something with great amount or something. I have looked it up before, so me ash, that wouldn't give me anything, I think. Me ash. No, that doesn't give me anything.
This is weird, if I may say so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird. Can we look at the stone and see what's actually there?
Which stone would that be?
I'm sorry, not the stone, the Nubaya. Nubaya stela. It's in our document, our living document.
All right.
Because this whole, if no other king had done likewise before, and the kings are in the plural, as they are, why does it go on with LDNF, with a third person singular? That's kind of
Because
weird.
now he's talking about Pharaoh.
Oh, so
None
that's
of the kings had done before, and then DNF is a new thought. He did such and such.
because in the Demotic, that would make sense. Because in the Demotic, it's the kings of old that had given a lot of money, and still couldn't do it. And now suddenly it's our pharaoh. It's Ptolemy the Fifth. So that's at least quite a switch.
Yeah, this one is tricky actually. It's iriu in the demotic, right? While we seem to have redi and f in this case. And I've seen that some people think have taken this to be a scribal mistake. That iriu is not, it should be irif.
Oh,
and something happened.
Got it.
But I mean, right? Yeah.
Well, we always have a Greek tiebreaker. We can see who's spending the money in the Greek.
Greek tiebreaker.
Yeah. But I will just, so I think, Uzo, that in this case, we are, as Aaron said, that this is a new clause, right? We're really into a ready NF. That in this case, we're moving on to something, as we had in the demotic, right? There's no circumstantial or anything. We just go straight to a usage MF. So he made, or he gave silver, and then this has to mean a lot of it towards them. Yeah, but we will have to look up if someone can figure out what is this me thing that I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, if I will look into it a bit more afterwards. Should we try to get through the Greek in a few more minutes if people have time?
Unfortunately, I have to hop this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of need to run too, honestly.
Then we wait till next time. It's no problem. Okay,
Cliffhanger.
so let's on the cliffhanger. We'll get the tiebreaker in a week. Exactly.
Nothing like a good cliffhanger. So yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to find
All
out
right.
more, by the way, I'm down to
We
one
should have
more.
that every week.
Yeah, right. Like
No,
always.
for the YouTube views, so that the playlist actually we have to have a cliffhanger every week. I think.
I'm down to one more video to edit and today's, so we're catching up.
Ooh.
It's almost real time, and then there are only like 15 to go for Lady Egyptian or something. But hey.
Okay, great. Bye, everyone.
See you all. Bye.
Catch you all next week.
See you
Next
later.
week, yeah.